Hey guys, it's Nicole from Chronicles of a Crafter. Welcome back. I know it's almost spring because we just turned our clocks forward over the weekend. So for today's Twisted Tuesday, I figured I'd make these cute little seed packets and send some to my mom. But in the process of making them, I was like, oh, this would be a cute little pocket for a tag or a little journaling card. And I can also send that to her to put into her journal. I made this one with a little bit of vellum by cutting out the circle right in there. You see the vellum. And this one I made with just a little die cut that says inspiration on it. And I hope you guys try this with me because it's super easy. It can be done like within a half an hour. I cut myself a template, so this is my little template right here. I used my, it's still in there. I used my scalloped hole punch. This is an oval shape, and I was just trying it out to see like how far over I can get with the punch. So you're gonna have to play with it a little bit. I don't know if you have this scallop hole punch. This is probably about, I want to say maybe 2 inches wide. Yeah, it's about 2.5 inches. I don't know. I really, it doesn't say, so I really don't know. But you could just play around with your punches and see how they work out for you. I tried so many different ones last night while I was working on editing a video, and I'm like, oh, let me make tomorrow's video. But so yeah, this is my little prototypes that I've made. I used my die cut to get this scalloped edge right here. I think the die cut is actually a cloud. And then this one I just freehand cut an oval, and this is what it looks like. All right. On my template, I didn't do anything fancy on the flap. I just rounded the corners, and that's it. And punched the hole with the oval scallop. Let's just make one. All right. I'll be right back. So all I really did was took this pretty 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. It came out of a paper pack. As you know, I've been working in some paper packs trying to use up some of my pretty paper, and I just cut it into 4s. Okay, so this is now 4 sheets of 6 by 6 paper, and I'll give you the measurements for the template that I made. This right here is 6 by 5.5. Okay, so it's 6 by 5.5. All right, so it's 6 wide by 5.5 tall. So all you're gonna do is cut your paper into 4s. All right, this is 12 by 12, so I can get 4 of these little seed packets out of 1 sheet of 12 by 12 paper. And I'm gonna go ahead and measure my high side, because it's 6 by 6 and I only need 5.5. I'm going to go ahead and measure and cut that down 1/2 inch. Okay, so just decide which side you want as your top. This paper is non-directional. The flowers are going in every direction, so you just pick whatever you want for your top. I'm going to go ahead and cut off 1/2 inch on this. Let's do it from here. I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch off of this 6 by 6, and let's see. Okay, and now we have a 6 by 5.5 sheet of paper. All right, and with that, we're going to take your scoreboard and score a couple of lines on this 6 by 5.5. And I'll give you those score measurements. Let's see, where is my note? Where's my note? All right, so you're gonna score at 1/2 inch on the left and 3 1/4 on the right. Okay, so let's do that. 1/2 inch on the left, and then 3 1/4 on the right. And then you're going to take your paper and rotate it to the right. And now this is your bottom. The left hand side becomes your bottom, and the right hand side becomes your top. And you're going to score at 1/2 inch on the bottom. and then you're going to score at 4.5 on the right. Okay. All right, and now you have 6 score lines on your paper. So let's go ahead and cut away some of the parts of the paper that we don't need. I'm just going to use my scissor for this. And okay, so here's our bottom 1/2 inch score line. Here's our top. It was scored down at 4.5, and we have 1/2 inch on this side, and it was scored at 3.25 on the right side. Let's just go ahead and fold over some of those score lines so we can see them really carefully, so we don't cut the wrong ones. Okay, so there's that. And there's this. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I'm going to remove this piece right here, which is the bottom right hand side of the 6x6. Just flip it over so I can get the score line. And you also want to remove the score line if possible, so cut it really close or just beyond that score line, okay? And we're going to cut away that. So now you have this, okay? You're also going to remove the top right corner scored. All right, so again, I'm going to flip it over so I can see the score line, and we're removing this top right corner. I cut it just slightly below the score line, okay? So I removed the score line and the top right corner. Okay. All right, so now we have this. I'm going to remove this bottom tiny little 1/2 inch corner right here. So here's my score lines, and I'm just going to remove this bottom corner. Okay, and then I'm going to remove this top left corner also. Okay, so it's this little section right here. So I'm going to flip it over just so I can see the score lines clearly, and then I'll flip it back so you can see what I've done. Alright guys, so this is what we have left. Okay, pretty simple. All we did was remove our corners. And I normally don't throw away scraps, that's why my desk is always a mess, but I'm gonna have to throw away these. I mean, this is what I have left as far as scraps are concerned, so I don't know what I can do with these little things. I'll probably try to do something, maybe a collage or something. Alright, so this is what we have left, and I'm also going to angle my corners on the left 1/2 inch and on the bottom 1/2 inch. So I'm going to just snip away a little angle so that this folds neatly, and then snip away a little angle there and over here. Okay, and this is what we have left. I'm going to use my corner rounder if I can find it. Oh no. Okay, here it is. I use my corner rounder. I'm going to use the medium size, which is 7 millimeters. Hopefully this fits all the way in there. No, it doesn't. Alright, I'm going to have to use my Weird Memory Keepers one. So I use my medium corner rounder. Okay, and now we have that with the rounded corners on the flap. Okay, and with that, I'm then going to take my scallop punch, because tested and true, this works. I can then scallop a pretty hole right here in the middle. Although I'll be cutting away quite a bit of the flowers, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay, and now we have this right here. Okay, so I cut away that scalloped You can probably use this for something else. It may go in the collage later, but this is what I have left, with the rounded corners on the flap, and the paper folds over just so gently, and it does not impede the flap by cutting away that score line on that outer edge. All right, so now I'm just going to take a little piece of acetate. This is some acetate that I had from packaging. You can get acetate almost anywhere. Like, let's see. Let me see. You don't have to go out and buy acetate. Like, a lot of packaging comes with acetate. So now this is a little thick, but this was my, you can't even see it. This is my large scoreboard that I ordered. This is my large score buddy or score pal. It came in this packaging, and with that packaging came this giant piece of acetate. Okay, so you can cut this down and make so many things with this. It's ridiculous. I'm never throwing this away. I would never throw away something this size, and it's all clear acetate. Okay, so here, I'll show you on the back. See all that acetate that I could be using? Never throw away packaging, guys. Anyway, this is some packaging that came, I don't remember what it was from, but there was a lot of it, and I just keep cutting down whatever I need to make my projects. And this piece right here, I've already cut it. It fits perfectly inside of the seed packet. The only thing you might find is that some of the acetate may have scratches on it. I also have packages of acetate. Like, I bought acetate when it was dirt cheap at Michael's. Again, you know, you can get acetate almost anywhere. The only problem with packaging is that you may have some scratches, and you just clean them off. Just wipe them away, and it will be fine. All right, and this is called junk journaling for a reason, guys. Like, it's mostly junk that we're using, or at least should be using. I'm gonna go ahead and glue all around the scalloped edge here, just to make sure that the acetate sticks only to that section of the paper. And there's no right side or wrong side. I'm just gonna cut away some at the bottom here because I don't need all of this. Okay. And my suggestion when you're working with this is wherever you place it, that's where it should go, because once you get the glue moving around, you can run into some problems. So I'm just gonna leave that right there. This way none of the glue seeps down into my scalloped edge. And I'm gonna let that dry for a few. I'm using my clear silicone glue, Fabrifix. It sticks paper to paper, paper to fabric, fabric to fabric, and apparently it also sticks acetate. So I'm just gonna leave that there to dry for a little bit, and then I will close up my edges and glue that around. So again, you can make a template using those measurements, and you'll get a perfectly symmetrical, perfect little seed packet. And you know, those are just my measurements. All right, you don't have to use those measurements. You can use what works for you, but I just know that I can get 4 really cute seed packets out of one 12 by 12 paper with very little waste left over. I'll probably have a 1/2 inch total of wasted paper at the end of the day. So after I've done that, I went ahead and decorated the outside on the one that I did not punch a hole in. So here's another option. You don't have to punch a hole through it. I used my die cut machine, and I cut out some of these cute little border dies or label dies, and this is what I have here. So I can then just stick these little sentiments directly on here, and then stick it onto the card. So that can work out as well. But if you do cut your circle or your oval or what have you out of the out of the circle punch or the, you know, the scallop punch. You can then just tuck something in there. I'm currently making, oh, it's drying. I'm currently making a little journaling card. Here, I'll show you what I'm working on. So I took a piece of craft paper. This is just craft paper, the same thing that I used for my template. It's not cardstock, it's just regular, a little thicker than copyweight paper. I did a little collaging here on some book page, which is really music paper. And then I cut down my craft paper to fit inside of my seed envelope. Okay, so providing that there's no glue stuck in the corners, it should fit down in here. Actually, it should fit down in here. All right, so providing that there's no glue stuck in the corners, my little journaling card should fit down in here really cutely. All right, and I'm just going to map this journaling card onto my my little collage that I made, but I need to measure it off first, so that's why I'm covering it up. So I'm just going to mark the corners where I need to cut using my little guillotine right here. I'm just gonna cut this down so that it'll fit on my little journaling card that I made. And I'm cutting it large right now. I will have to cut this down some more, only because I'm matting it. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean by that. I do need to take a sliver off of here, so it should be about that big. Okay, so I'm gonna mat this little collage onto this journaling card, so I need to take off just about a little off the top and some on the right. Okay, so yeah, I'll take it off on the right, just slivers, guys, like not a whole lot. It's just by feel, you know, take off a little at a time. This way you don't remove too much, because you can always take off more, but you can't put any back. Okay, so again, I'll need to cut off some more to get a larger mat. Okay, and I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna go with that. So this is just some collaging that I did. I just took some book page, collaged it all together onto some music paper, and this was part of the actual seed packet, some scrap paper that was left over. So I'm just going to round my corners on here. And to do my collaging this time, I did manage to get some better matte gel medium. I know the last time I used matte gel medium, it did not work out that well. I just think it was that product. So I didn't give up on matte gel. I just needed a better quality product. So I went with the Liquitex, and I'm not unhappy with it. I'm pretty satisfied with the product itself. I should have read the reviews on the other one that I bought, but I didn't, and it was a lesson learned. And that's really all crafting is, guys. It's just a bunch of lessons. Like, you know, you learn so much as you go along. I'm just using some PVA glue. I should use my glue stick to stick it down first. I'll use this one, and I will use my silicone glue mat, and I'm gonna glue the actual card itself. This way I don't get glue in places that I don't need. And I'm just using some PVA glue in the middle. And that just gives me a little bit of wiggle time to get this mat down just how I want it. Okay, I am not disappointed in this right here. Looks pretty good. Okay. I like this a lot. I'm now going to ink this and we can call it a day. Like, this was an easy peasy Twisted Tuesday. This is just my take on those seed packets. I'm sure you have other options to find other measurements to make the seed packet, but I'm really grateful and thankful that you guys chose to hang out here with me to make this. And these are just my measurements. You can make them bigger or smaller based on personal preference. I just got a little bit of glue seeping out right there. So you can make them as big as you like or as small as you like, and you can even actually put seeds in here because we did put that little gusseted pocket down at the bottom. So it'll hold seeds if you like. But I'm just going to tuck in my little journaling card that says inspiration on the outside. And there you have it. It fits perfectly in there. And even if you wanted to put it into the one with a peephole, that also looks really cute in there. See that? So it's up to you how you make these, but those are my measurements and my take on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Twisted Tuesday. When you get a chance, don't throw away your acetate. Don't throw away your packaging. Just keep it. It'll come in handy. When you get a chance, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.